Hello everybody, welcome to Project Beauty, where we talk about project panning and everything beauty related. My name is Jen. We're going to be doing the update today for my project 21 in 2021. I do have some progress, but some of the things just aren't moving on the scale. And also, I did want to mention that I used to use a different scale and I have just repurchased a new one. The other one's working okay. It's just the weights fluctuated a lot. So I'm hoping with this one that will change. It's just an inexpensive one from Amazon. It plugs in with USB. So I'm hoping that'll make things a little more accurate. I don't know. I've just been reading reviews and I saw that a few people had mentioned that USB scales are a little more accurate than the battery operated scales. So I didn't want to buy anything super expensive and I certainly didn't need anything very large. So this is the one that I'm using. So my weights will be a little bit different this time because I am using a different scale. Even if I haven't used the item at all, it may be a different weight. So let's go ahead and get started. The first item I have is the Urban Decay Naked Concealer in the shade Light. So this one I have been using constantly almost every single day. Whenever I do my eye makeup, I for sure put it above my brow because I do usually feather my brows. I didn't do that today, but usually I feather my brows. And I put this above the brow and like in the bridge between the eyebrow area here, blend it out. But this is too dark for me right now. So technically I'm not getting as much usage as I would if it was, say, summer. I'm mixing it with the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer, which is the white one. And I use this to lighten the shade up. I really love the fact that I can adjust the tone of my concealers and foundations just by adding a little bit of this to it. It just helps so much. And then this is only like $6.99 or something Canadian. And I just add it to all my different things and it's awesome. I love it. I also buy, or not buy, but like when I get my point perks with Sephora and stuff, I usually get a dark foundation so that I can deepen the light foundations that I have to a darker shade. So I don't have to buy a full dark foundation. It just makes the cost of things a little bit easier for me, and then I can spend my beauty budget on something else. So I haven't got as much use of this one as I really want to, and I thought this was not a clear inside, but when I scrape the sides I can actually, I don't know if you can, yeah, you can totally see that. You can see the scraping happening. And so I know that I'm using it down and it's definitely getting lighter. And I'm, like I said, I'm using it almost every single day, probably 4 to 6 times a week. Above here and then sometimes underneath the eye. And so it's gone, it was at 20 grams and it's now at 19 grams. My scale doesn't go like decimal points. I don't know how to change it if it does. So I just, I'm just leaving it at straight up rounded up numbers. So it's 19 grams now. So I do have a gram of usage, which is super great. Another thing I have is the Kbd Foundation Powder. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I totally overlooked an item. I completed my foundation, my liquid foundation by Too Faced Born This Way. There looks like there's a little bit on the bottom, but it's just sticking, and anything that I have in here I couldn't get out. I did take the thing out of here and I tried to, like, I dumped it upside down and I tried to get everything out that I could, and there's like the hint of something small left in there, but I'm not that worried about it. It's heavily expired and I'm just happy that I have completed a foundation this year. That makes me so happy. So that is done. I finally have one completed item. I was down here in my last update and now I have completed it in the month of February. So yay. The next item I have is the Kbd Foundation Powder. This one I, of course, I'm not using because it is in a shade too dark for me right now. It looks pretty close, but when I apply it on the skin, it almost oxidizes, so it looks quite a bit darker. So this will be the one that I use for the summer, and I'm going to motor through this if I can and hope to get that completed as well. But, of course, it's pretty much brand new, I think. It's at 75 grams, and I think I have used this maybe, I want to say like a handful of times. It doesn't smell off, but it's like there's no, like it looks brand new. It looks like I just swatched the middle or whatever, but I have used it a couple times. The next one I have is the Nars Cruella Lip. I have been using this a little bit, so it has gotten a little bit smaller, and I'm not going to be like scraping this down to the barrel because it was $0. It was a free birthday gift like years ago, and I just want to use it up. It's absolutely a beautiful red shade, but I have so much red lipstick, it's ridiculous, and I just need to move things out. It's funny that I would choose something that's free over something that I paid for. I don't know. Anyhow, this this was at 7 grams and it's now weighing in at 6 grams. So I definitely have got some use of that. I also have the L'Oreal Lumi Primer, and that is, was that next? No, pardon me, the MAC lipstick in the shade Sin. So this one I haven't, of course, used because it's just a little too dark for some of the looks that I'm wearing. I go heavy on the eyes, and I'm trying not to go as deep on the lips, even though I still kind of wear a little bit of a deep lip. But I will definitely have to start gravitating toward this, but I do have a whole year, basically almost, like I have, what is it, end of February, so I have 10 months to use this still. So I definitely want to get use out of this, but I'm also still working on another red right now. It's just, this is a very deep one. But the matte formula, I'm going to show you this shade. It's a very thick consistency, like you can see, I'll show you right here like this. It's very tuggy, like that's one swipe, but if you go over it a little bit, it goes a little bit deeper. And I love this shade. I have 2 backups of this, so I need to start using these. It's ridiculous. That's just too much lipstick, honestly. I also have, yeah, the L'Oreal Lumi Primer, and this one was at, oh sorry, the Sin lipstick is at 20 grams. I apologize, I am all over the place. I will check myself. The next is the Lumi Primer, which was at 30 grams last update. And I realized that I should be using the Lumi Primer in the winter because my skin is drier. It's a little more hydrating. And I was using the matte one, but I'll use the matte one in the summer. So I've switched over to the Lumi Primer. It was at 30 grams and it's now at 27 grams. And I was here at my last update and now I'm down here. So that's really positive. That's a lot of use, like from the top. That's, I think it was here though at the start. But anyhow, that's still a significant amount of use only in 2 months when my last month update was just that much. And so if I can continue on, I should be able to finish this hopefully even before summer starts, like before maybe June, and by the end of June, hopefully. So I look forward to getting that completed in my collection. So I have the Revolution Matte Primer. My nose is getting itchy. I'm sorry, it might be my makeup brushes that are making me like sinusy and have allergies. So this is the Revolution Matte Primer. It was at 32 grams and it's still at 32 grams because I'm working on the other one right now. So this one's not getting any love, unfortunately. The next thing I have is the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. I have just started using this one. Honestly, I've used it so much before this, but I think I've only used it 2 or 3 times. So you can't really see that much of an update on this because really it looks the same as it did when I first started using it. And it's coming away from the sides, but it still has a beautiful creaminess to it. So I did use it underneath the look today. I really enjoy this. I do find though that it makes my eyeshadow crease because I do have oily eyelids. So that's the only reason I just want to use this up. Even if I don't use it up completely, I'm just happy to get any extra usage out of it. And that's just a plus in itself. And then I'll back to MAC it at the end of the year. The next one I have is the MAC Pot Nc25 Concealer. And this is in Studio Finish Concealer with SPF 35. It looks like this. I have prices on everything because I do my makeup empties at the end of the year, for those of you who are new to my channel. This also said it expired in October of 2019. So that's another reason I want to get this out. I have substantially used this. As you can tell by the lighting, I have a dip going in the center there. I usually use my products around the whole top because I like to use it down so it's even. I don't like to like stab it in so there's like a little dot in the center. I try not to do that for some reason. That's not how I pan. I like to get as much usage out of the whole top as I can, but I did start trying to do a dip so that I could see how far I had to go, and I still haven't hit pan yet. And then I started working around the edge again because I was like, I don't like how it looks. My OCD, self-diagnosed OCD is telling me I need to start using around the edges. So that is a good dip going there. So I foresee by the next update, I should hopefully have some pan. That one was at 17 and it's still at 17 grams. I'm not going to move a lot of weight because it's just a tiny pot concealer and it's not that heavy. The next is the MAC Brow Gel in Dark Brunette. it was at 42 grams and it is still at 42 grams. I have been using this a little bit. I think the packaging is really what weighs the most because it's heavy glass. And there's not a lot of product in here, if I'm being completely honest. So I'll probably finish this up sooner than I expect. And I am also trying to use an eyebrow pencil just for fun right now because some days I don't want to go in heavy brow. So I just flick it through my feathered brows and call it a day. And I'm also using another product from another project. So I am combining products together and I'm not trying to race, excuse me, through this, but I definitely want it done this year. So that one is staying at the same weight. Then I have my L'Oreal setting spray, and I honestly thought I could finish this by this update because I really go to town with this stuff and it doesn't feel like it does anything for me. But it looks like this, and you can tell there's not that much. There's probably like down here or less. There's just like a little bit left in there. So it started off from last update at 87 grams and it's now at 50 grams. So I have used a pretty good substantial amount and I know I can get this done by my next update for sure. Then I have to work on another one in my other project and I wanted to work on that one, but I got so much stuff going on, but I'm loving it. The next thing is the Kat Von D or KVD, whatever, Sinner Perfume. It was at 238 grams and it's now at 237. This is a very heavy bottle. I don't know if it's the bottle itself. I didn't mark it last update, but I'm now like down to like this area. I don't know if you guys can see with the lighting, but I definitely have only like from here to use all the way down. And I'd like to have this done by the end of the year for sure. This is something that I'd like to move out of my collection. It means a lot to me. My husband got this for me for a gift, and I really do enjoy the scent. Once it's on, it's a little strong at the beginning, but once it's on with my pH, it just smells so nice. So I really enjoy this a lot. But unfortunately, I'm going through it really slowly because I rarely go anywhere. And so I'm only putting it on when I go out, not when I'm at home. And I'll tell you why next. So I have the Bath and Body Works body spray in peach, which is this bad boy right here. It was full at the last update, I think, or maybe just a little bit used from my last, and I didn't mark it, but I have marked it this time. I don't know why I didn't mark it last time. I was probably up to like here or something. But now I'm up to this line right here. And I spray this usually after either I shower, I'll do a spray or whatever. If I usually forget sometimes, but I've been trying to remember because I really want this one gone this year. And so this was at 250 grams and it's now at 240 grams. And I used double this month what I did last month. So it's working. I just need to use it and remember to use it a little bit more. Then I also have my MAC blush in Two Virtues, which is an old school product. This is probably gone off and it still smells okay, but it's such a beautiful blush. I'll swatch it for you guys. It's like a beautiful pinky purple, like sort of shimmery blush. It's really, really pretty. It is their mineralized blush, and I have a huge massive dip and I was really hoping to see a lot more progress, but it's not something that I'm gravitating toward, and I don't want to get rid of it because I really love the blush, but I don't find myself wearing that often. So I think because I prefer a matte blush over a shimmery blush, so I don't know. But that one was at 33 grams and it's still at 33 grams and I've only used it like maybe twice with Valentine's Day and stuff this month. And then I have my, this is Cover Effects drops. That must have been done. Where do I have that? Do I have that here? My Cover Effects drops. Oh, where did I put that? I must have put that away. I finished that item. I have to get it out of my empties just under my feet here. I was trying to think what that product was, and I can't believe I probably put it away. Yes, I did. Oh my goodness. I have a baggie for all my free stuff that I use up from Sephora, so I keep it out of all my other stuff. What an idiot. I can't believe I put it away, but it was at this update or last update, it was here. and I finished that. It was so easy to finish that, so that one is completely done. I can't even believe that I forgot to put that one with the rest of my items. I just finished it early on in February actually, and I started using the other Lumi drops that I have from Sephora in my other project pan. So I'm like tripling up on things this year for some reason. So that one is completely done, so that's good. I have 2 done now already. By January, February I have 2 done, so that's great. And then the next is the Makeup Forever Star Powder in 90926. It looks like this. I use a lot on the top, so let me just swatch this guy for you. Might be better if I just swatch it on my finger. It looks like that. It looks all pretty and stuff on the hand, but honestly, like, you need to go in with so much not primer, but glitter glue. I don't even know why I can talk, but the glitter glue base. So I think I might actually declutter this at the end of the year if I don't use it all the way up, and I definitely won't use it all the way up by the end of the year, but whatever I don't use, more than likely I will declutter, because it's pretty, but it doesn't make as much of an impact like I would like, and I have this in pressed powders 10 times over. So I'm just going to use what I can and then call it a day at the end of the year. And I like that I'm figuring this out early. So it was at 14 grams, but with the new scale, it's at 15 grams. So the next one is the Nye Red Cherry Pigment, and this one I used a substantial amount, but it also has grown from 6 grams to 7 grams, and I don't have that much left, to be completely honest. If I throw this on my eyes like 3 times, 4 times a month, I'm pretty sure I can have this finished by the end of the year. And if I even do my due diligence and wear it like, you know, twice a week, I could probably have it done in a few months. But that's not happening lately because I have so many fun things to wear that there's so much. There's just so much. I also have the Urban Decay eye pencil in Xero, and this was in one of my palettes I think I got it in, and it's getting really small and I do have to sharpen it again, but I could probably use one more use before I sharpen. But this was at 4 grams and it's still at 4 grams, but I'm definitely using it and I'm definitely sharpening it, so that's a plus. I also have the Hourglass Ambient Light Powder. It was at 100 grams and it's at now 99 grams. I'm not getting a lot of use out of this. It still looks brand new, with the exception of a little bit of powder pickup. Definitely not getting as much use out of this, and it's probably something that I would not repurchase in the future unless my taste changed. But I currently just feel like this is an overrated product. Maybe the under eye brightening powder or something is nice. The highlighter is okay too, but again, I have so many other highlighters that I like way more, and this is just no. I probably don't need it. Also my MAC Breezy Blush, and well, it's called Breezy, and it looks like this. It is a sheer tone blush. I love this one actually, and I have a really good dip going actually. I'm hoping I can hit pan soon. It looks like this. It's really, really pretty. So this is more blue based and this is more like warm, and I really like the color of this one. But it's funny because my favorite blush of all time is more cool toned, which is really odd. It has like a almost neutral actually. It's like a purpley plum color. And yeah, that was my favorite one, but for some reason I wear this one most often. I was gonna wear it today because it has the same tone of everything, but I wore something that was a little more neutral pink. So and then the last item that I have is the Hard Candy Face and Body Luminizer, and this one is still on hold until summer. I'm going to be using this all over my body and my face and stuff like that. But I will show you guys the one that I am working on, and it is from Sephora, and I'm working on this in my is it Partners in Cream? I think I'm using it in Partners in Cream. So this one I will use once that one's done, and then I gotta motor through this one, and I still think I have like 2 more. I have 1 more of this size left in a cool tone version, which I'll probably bring in the fall if I can finish this one. And then I have another really tiny like tart one. So I still have a lot of luminizing stuff that I don't need in my collection, because I don't know why. It took me up until 2021 to actually even use any of those things. They've just been sitting in my collection not being used, and they were all brand new when I started, except for maybe swatched ones. So that tells me I don't need luminizing like creamy stuff, unless it's like pan cream. And I really like the Natasha Denona like cream stuff, and I love the Saint products that I started selling them in like end of July last year, and I've been loving them. So I really am finding certain products that I like, but those kind of products are not my jam. So that's everything. I'm very sorry for being so long-winded and like being all over the place, but I did film another video just before this, and it was just a little bit vulnerable for me, and so that one will go up soon, closer to the end of the month as well. But I definitely have to edit that one quite a bit because it was a long one. But thank you guys so much for sticking with me. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know down below what projects you're working on, or which product you think that I should really focus on next, and let me know how you think I'm doing. Do not forget to like. I would really appreciate it if you click that like button, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys again later. Bye.